Who do you think would be the biggest threat to Trump?
Well, it's tough to say. They're eyeballing this Illinois governor, J.B. Pritzker, and I think he's a no. First of all, he's extremely obese. I'm sorry, but that doesn't play well in politics. And I'm just saying it like it is.
It's true.
As Chris Christie. Plus, he's extremely radical on the trans stuff. His whole family has been funding all this trans insanity and, you know, the surgeries for the minors and all that. So I think he's not going to make it. I do think Gretchen Whitmer is very interesting because she's strong. She's not like Kamala. When you hear her talk, she sounds sensible. She's Midwestern. She's somewhat likable, not to Republicans, but we're talking about Dems and independents here. She was absolute COVID hawk, which is fine with Democrats. And she's a Michigan governor, which is a very important swing state, which Joe Biden's now losing, thanks to, among other things, the whole Israel debacle. So she's very interesting, but you'd have to pair her with the right person. I don't know. There are some more moderate candidates out there that they're throwing around, but all of them are white men. They just can't do it. It cannot be a white man in the Democratic Party, period. Raphael Warnock, as I mentioned, from Georgia, yes, he's a black man. He's been in politics for 2 minutes, and he's the guy who ran over his wife's foot when he was running for this post. And the ex-wife came out. He's got all sorts of baggage with his ex. I don't think they want that, ball of wax. Why bother, right? Like when you have so many other candidates. So I think the field is rather slim, but I guess if I had to put my money down on somebody, it would be, as they call her, Big Gretch.
I mean, one of the problems they've got is the vetting process is going to be naturally very truncated. Whoever they go for will suddenly be exposed to the massive glare of a media in full throttle assault mode with months to an election. And there aren't many human beings who could withstand that if they haven't previously been experienced with it, right? I mean, it's a really ferocious forensic examination.
Do y'all realize that if we would have lost the war, I might be on this YouTube channel sounding like Piers Morgan? Maybe, possibly. Shout out to everybody from Southeast DC, from DC period, back in the day, back in the 90s, when Mayor Marion Barry used to make sure that we had summer jobs, and we used to be with the summer youth program, and we went to 500 C Street to receive our small ass checks, but we were working, and we wasn't on the street selling crack. We was actually working. We were getting check stubs. Man, that mayor, listen, let me tell you something. And that's the thing. When you live in those cities where it's, okay, we're going to give you this, 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 give you this. We're going to keep on giving you, and let you do whatever you want to do and giving you. You get used to that, and you don't want to go and get it yourself, all right? And that right there is the detriment to the Black community. But we have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach.
Yes, and all of Trump's foibles and most of Biden's have already been baked into the current cake. So that you're right. And I forgot to mention Gavin Newsom. Now he's a far left progressive, and Bill Maher just came out in favor of him. But he's the most radical Democrat in America. Honestly, his politics may be left of the squads. He would be a hard no for most of those independents. And you can't win the presidency with your own party alone. You've got to persuade a certain amount of the independents to come your way. As soon as they tell independents what Gavin Newsom has done, I don't care how good his hairline is, they're going to say no. It's not another JFK. This guy he's an AOC squad member kind. So I don't think he'll make it either. But yes, there will be a withering press examination by those on the right, but those on the left, Piers, and that's most of the media, will run cover for this person, whomever it is. As much as they're beating down on Joe Biden right now, that same press corps is going to raise this person up as the second coming, whoever it is, because it must be their savior from Trump. And that person will benefit greatly from that ubiquitous fawning coverage.
I mean, we're assuming Biden is going to be replaced. It's not happened yet. And of course, if he digs his heels in and says, I'm not going anywhere, then it may be they can't do it, under the rules of the Democratic Party. Where does Jill Biden sit in all this, Dr. Biden? Because I watched that debate from start to finish with a mounting sense of real bemusement why any spouse, a younger spouse in particular, would allow their older, beloved other half to be humiliated like that on a global stage. And she must have known that this was highly likely to happen, because from all the reports now coming out, as the media finally takes its blinkers off, this is not a one-off. This has been what he's been like quite regularly in the last few months and 2 years or so. What do you think of Jill Biden's role here and her responsibilities?
I think she's been exposed as a power-hungry aspirant herself to political power. She is on the cover of Vogue magazine right now.
Yeah.
Why? Because she wants to promote herself. She tweeted out a photo of herself sitting in the president's chair not long ago when he was preparing for the G7 meeting with his chair hanging over the back of the chair. She's not the damn president. Get out of the chair. No one wants you at the G7. No one elected you to lead us politically. And a couple of years ago, I did a bit that went viral on how she insists on being called Dr. Jill Biden everywhere. And all these left-wingers got upset with me. She is a doctor. She's got her PhD. She's in education, what have you. I don't make fun of that degree. My own father had that degree. But my father would never have insisted somebody call him Dr. Kelly. He went by professor, and that was a title he'd earned. Why does she insist on it? Because she's power hungry. Because she has a small, fractured ego that she needs built up. She needs the affirmation of strangers to give her an honorarium. That really means almost nothing. The only people who get to be called doctor legitimately, I understand, no disparaging of the degree, are medical doctors. If you can't say, yes, I will resuscitate him when he has a heart attack on a plane, stop using that label. When you get introduced at a book club or on The View, which is what she does, all right? And I do think it's tied to what we're seeing now, the big reveal about her. She's power hungry. She wants it. What did we see from her on debate night? We saw her take the stage and guide the president of the United States down the stairs like a mama would of a toddler, like you and I both did when our kids were babies. And then after the debate, that clip that was everywhere with her saying, "You did it. You answered all the questions." Again, speaking to her the way I speak to my dog when he sits on command.
It really was.
This is the leader of the free world. She knows how infirm he is. She wants a shadow presidency. And let me tie it to one other thing. The reports are out this week that Hunter Biden,
I know, this is incredible that he's advising him,
is at the White House and attending all the meetings with the president.
A crackhead.
As what, our new shadow president? Right, exactly. Because Joe Biden can't do it. And so on deck is the drug-addled, corrupt felon son? Hard no. This whole family needs to be bounced out of this office. And I think even the Democrats are starting to realize it.
Do you know what's incredible?
You know what? Megyn Kelly destroyed Dr. Jill Biden. She destroyed her. I promise you, that was a phenomenal monologue, Megyn Kelly. That right there, she killed her. We see videos all the time of such and such destroyed this person. Megyn Kelly literally choked the hell out of Jill Biden. Just now, verbally, she kicked her ass. She whooped her hindparts, bruh. Could you imagine if I'm sitting here and I'm doing a live stream and I just now finished and my wife is just in front of me. She comes downstairs and she stands in front of me and she said, "You did it. You did a great job on your live stream. You did a phenomenal job. Yay." Let me tell you something. I'm completely against putting my hands on a woman, but that might be the day that I say, you know what? Talking to me like a daggone kid, Megyn Kelly, you earned my respect, young lady, with that one. You killed it. All right, let's get into it. I'm sorry. If I'm going overboard, let me know. Pull me back. But that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal, bro.